will share my screen. Screen is visible to you
No, sir.
now.
Yes.
Okay. So last lecture we have seen the forward chaining and the backward chaining. I think most of the students, Sagar Thore is there. Sagar Thore, are you there for the backward
Yes,
chaining and forward chaining? We have seen the forward chaining and we see the proof. The robot is criminal using the forward chaining approach. We have also seen the backward chaining. So backward chaining is also known as a backward deduction or a backward reasoning method when using a inference engine. Backward chaining is that use the algorithm in the form of reasoning which start with the goal and works backward, chaining through rules and find the known facts that support the goals. So it start with the goal and work backward and chaining through rules to find the known facts that support the goal. So there are some of the properties of the backward chaining, that is it is known as a top down approach, means we start from the goal and from goal we are trying to infer the different rule by using the different logics. So backward chaining is based on the modus ponens inference rule. So we have seen the modus ponens inference rule. क्या होता है वो modus ponens inference rule? Anyone? If you have an idea about the modus ponens rule, so anyone can tell me the modus ponens rule? If P and P implies Q is true, then Q is true. That is a modus ponens inference rule. Am I right? हाँ नहीं बोलते जाइए. सागर, अश्विनी.
yes, sir.
Okay. So backward chaining is based on a modus ponens inference rule. So in backward chaining, the goal is broken into the sub goal and sub goal to prove the facts true. Means we are starting from the goal and we divide that particular goal into the sub goal and try to prove the facts that is true. And from the goal we are trying to reach at the, or we are trying to infer the different rule. So it is called a goal driven approach. As a list of goal decided which rule are selected and used. So हम बैकवर्ड चेनिंग में गोल से स्टार्ट करके नीचे तक जाएंगे, दैट इज टॉप डाउन अप्रोच से जाएंगे और एक एक रूल क्या करेंगे हम इन्फर करेंगे. So backward chaining algorithm is used in the game theory also. That particular backward chaining algorithm also used in the automated theorem, inference engine, proof persistence, and the various artificial intelligence application. The backward chaining is used. Also, this backward chaining method mostly used in the depth first search algorithm that is used for the strategy for that particular proof. So we have seen the example in backward chaining. We will use the same above example, that is we have to prove that the robot is American and he is a criminal. So how we can prove that by by using the backward chaining. So last lecture also we have seen the proof. So here's there are some rules. This we have infer from our example, that is American, that is P, and weapon, that is Q, and sales, that is PQR, and hostile, that is R, that is criminal P. This is rule 1, Then once 81, that is rule 2, we have infer this type of rule. So we have to prove how we are going to prove in a backward chaining. So here the proof of backward chaining proof. So step 1, at the first step we will take the goal facts, and from the goal facts we will infer the other facts, and at last we will prove those facts are true. सो हम क्या स्टार्ट करेंगे? हमारा जो ए था, हमारा जो गोल था, और गोल क्या था? what we have to prove? We have to prove that robot is American and he is a criminal. तो उसको हमें प्रूव करना है रोबोट इज़ अ क्रिमिनल. तो हम क्या करेंगे? उससे हम क्या करेंगे? वी आर ट्राई टू इन्फर द फैक्ट्स, वी आर try to infer the different facts and rule, and at the end we prove that that facts is true. So our goal fact is robot is criminal. हमारा गोल क्या है? रोबोट इज क्रिमिनल. अभी वहाँ से हम स्टार्ट करेंगे और उसी से हम एक एक इन्फर क्या करेंगे? रूल इन्फर करेंगे, एक फैक्ट इन्फर करेंगे, और लास्ट में फैक्ट करेक्ट है ये दिखाएंगे. सो दैट्स way we can prove the our goal, means backward chaining proof. So at the second step, so first step you can see we have informed Robert is a criminal. We have to prove that Robert is a criminal. So this is your goal, criminal in bracket Robert. Then step 2, that at the second step we will infer the other facts from the goal fact and which satisfies the rule. अभी other facts कौन से है? So we can see in rule 1, the goal predicate, that is criminal robot is the present with substitution, that is a robot substituted by P. So here we can see the American, that is robot is a fact, and so it is proved here. So our goal statement is a criminal robot, and from here we can infer that the different rule, that is American, that is robot, weapon Q, sales robot QR. अभी ये हमारा क्या है? गोल स्टेटमेंट, क्रिमिनल रोबोट. And from this particular goal statement we have infer that robot is a American. So we write American in bracket robot. Then he has a weapon, that is weapon in bracket Q. He sells that particular weapon, means robot sells that particular weapon to the R, means to the particular country, and that country is hostile, that is R. Hostile is nothing but it is the enemy of the America. So from this particular goal we infer this particular fact that we have mentioned in our different rule. If you see backward, so these are our rules, these are we have infer the different rules, and from that particular rules we have infer this particular fact from our goal statement, that is criminal, that is robot, and that robot live in the America. So we infer facts that American in bracket robot. So here we place P by the robot, so we can see other facts, that is step number 3. At the step 3 we'll extract the further facts, that is missile Q, which infer from the weapon Q. अभी ये है ना हमारा, हमने यहाँ तक फैक्ट्स क्या किया? इन्फर किया फ्रॉम दैट पर्टिकुलर गोल फैक्ट. अभी ये जो साइन है आपको दिखाई दे रही है? ये साइन, दिस साइन एरो दिख रहा है मेरा? माउस के एरो दिख रहा
Yes,
है?
sir.
हाँ. तो ये जो साइन है मीन्स व्हाट? ऑल कंडीशन आर ट्रू. वी हैव टू ट्रू ऑल दिस पर्टिकुलर फैक्ट्स, that American robot is American, he has a weapon, and from this weapon Q we infer that weapon is nothing that is missile, and it is replaced by Q. Weapon, from weapon we infer the fact that is missile Q. So this way from the previous fact we are trying to infer the new facts, and by this way we are trying to prove all the facts are true. And when we are trying to prove the all facts are true, at that time we reach at our goal statement, we reach at our goal facts. सो एट स्टेप फोर, अभी यहाँ तक हमने इन्फर किया था फर्स्ट स्टेप में। सेकंड थर्ड स्टेप में क्या किया था हमने, वेपन से क्या किया, ये इन्फर किया मिसाइल दैट इज क्यू। देन एट स्टेप फोर we can infer the facts that is missile T1 and owns a T1 from the cell from sales robot T1 to R which satisfy the rule 4। अभी रूल 4 क्या है, दैट अभी ये यहाँ तक तो आए थे हम, अभी आगे हम सेल्स रोबोट T1R। सो हियर वी कैन we can infer the facts that that is missile T1 and that owns by A and T1 means owns, who owns that particular missile, that is A, and that T1 is nothing but it is the uh, missile, and A is the particular country, and that country is hostile of that particular America. Hostile means the enemy of the America. So we will see the step 5। सो यहाँ पे क्या किया था हमने स्टेप नंबर 3 में, वेपन से हमने ये इन्फर किया वेपन इज नथिंग बट दैट इज द मिसाइल विच वी हैव रिटन इन द रूल। देन नेक्स्ट हमने इस फैक्ट से हमने ये दो क्या किए, फैक्ट्स क्या किए, इन्फर किए। अंडरस्टूड। जो रोबोट था उसने क्या किया, सेल किया, क्या सेल किया, मिसाइल सेल किया। किसको सेल किया, अमेरिका के जो हॉस्टाइल कंट्रीज थी उनको सेल किया। तो हमने मिसाइल T1 एंड इसने सेंड किया, इसका मतलब क्या है, किसके पास आ गया वो कंट्री के पास, दैट ओन्स दैट पर्टिकुलर कंट्री ओन्स द मिसाइल। सो फ्रॉम दिस पर्टिकुलर फैक्ट्स we refer these two facts and we are trying to show that all the facts are true, and when we try to show that all the facts are true, then we automatically reach at our goal statement, that is our backward chain। यहाँ तक समझ में आ गया आपको? सागर, अश्विनी।
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
सो स्टेप 5, हमने यहाँ पे क्या किया था, हमने ये देखिए वेपन क्यू, इससे इन्फर किया मिसाइल क्यू। यहाँ पे वेपन क्यू मिसाइल क्यू आ गया। बाद में सेल रोबोट T1R, तो ह्या से इन्फर क्या किया, याच्यामधनं आपण काय केलं, ही फॅक्ट नवीन तयार केलेली ही जी आपण रूलमध्ये ठेवली होती। सो फ्रॉम दिस सेल्स रोबोट T1R, फ्रॉम दिस फॅक्ट we refer the different fact that is missile T1 owns A, T1। Understood? स्टेप 5, अभी हम स्टेप 5 देखेंगे। एज स्टेप 5 we can infer the fact that is enemy A, अमेरिका। अभी हमने hostile A, इसका मतलब क्या है, that hostile A that is a country who is the enemy of the America। So from this particular hostile A, we infer the fact that enemy, that particular country is the enemy of the America। So this way we infer this particular fact, and this satisfy the rule number 6, and hence all the statements are proved true using the backward chaining। So rule 6 से क्या है, ये all the statements are true, and hence we prove that from all the condition is true and that a robot is a criminal। So this way we have proof of the backward chaining। Understood?
Yes, sir.
सागर, कोण कोण आहे
Yes, sir.
लेक्चरला? स्नेहल सांघवी, मनीषा गलधर, मानसी उपाध्याय। मनीषा आप थे ना ये लेक्चर को, हम जब ग्रुप चालू किया था। मानसी, आदिति खामकर आ गई।
Yes, sir.
So we will see the next. Then next topic is the language. What are the different languages that is used in the artificial intelligence? So आपको क्या लगता है कौन से लैंग्वेज यूज होती रहेंगी आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस अगर हमें बनाना है? So artificial intelligence has become an important part of our life as we are now highly dependent on the machines. So artificial intelligence is a very important technology to develop and the build new computer program and the system which can be used to simulate the various intelligence process like learning, reasoning, extra things. So which language we are going to use to develop the artificial intelligence or the machines uh, which will help us in a daily life? क्या लगता है आपको कौन से लैंग्वेज यूज़ करते रहेंगे आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस अगर हमें सिस्टम बनानी है? कौन से यूज़ करते रहेंगे लैंग्वेज? सुना है कभी आपने? विच लैंग्वेज यूज फॉर आर्टिफिशियल?
Python,
पाइथन और वेरी गुड,
Java,
C plus.
जावा, सी प्लस प्लस और
Python.
Python. So we will see what the different language use the programming language used in artificial intelligence. So there are the different language used in artificial intelligence, that is Python. Then R programming is there, Lisp, Java, C++, Julia, and Prolog. So these are the different language are used to have the artificial intelligence. So we will see the Python. So Python is one of the most powerful and easy programming language that anyone can start to learn. Python is initially developed early at the stage of 1991. uh, शायद आप सब ने पाइथन यूज़ किया है एज पर माई नॉलेज। यस,
yes, sir.
यूज़ किया है ना आपने पाइथन?
Yes, sir.
So most developer and the program choose the Python for their favorite programming language for developing artificial intelligence solution. So Python is worldwide popular among all the developers, experts, because it has the more career opportunities than other any programming language. So that is an object oriented language, I think so. Am I right? Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, okay. So, so it comes with the default set of standard libraries. So there are different standard libraries. जैसे हमारे सी में स्टैंडर्ड लाइब्रेरी होती है। कौन सी लाइब्रेरी होती है, कौन बताएगा मुझे? स्टैंडर्ड लाइब्रेरीज that you have been used in the Python language. आपने सुना है इस लाइब्रेरीज प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज में? कौन सी होती है वो लाइब्रेरीज? यस, स्टैंडर्ड लाइब्रेरीज। सी में भी होती है स्टैंडर्ड लाइब्रेरीज, सी प्लस प्लस में भी होती है, हर लैंग्वेज में होती है स्टैंडर्ड लाइब्रेरीज. बाय यूजिंग दैट लाइब्रेरीज वी कैन राइट सम सिंटैक्स. सो व्हाट आर दोज लाइब्रेरीज? कौन बता सकता है?
Sir,
NumPy,
Python में NumPy,
यस, बोलिए.
Pandas.
आवाज़ क्लियर नहीं आ रहा आपका. हाँ, बोलिए.
Python में NumPy.
पाइथन.
NumPy,
NumPy.
ओके, और
Pandas,
Pandas भी Python में यूज की जाती है लाइब्रेरी Pandas.
pandas is also library of python.
yes,
ओके. और रोहन, और कौन सी होती है? So these are the standard libraries. By using these libraries, you can write the program. So it is very easy for the developers to write the program by using the libraries. Because when you have the libraries at that time, you don't have to write so many codes. You just use the libraries and further you go further. सो पाइथन इज़ अ प्लेटफॉर्म इंडिपेंडेंट लैंग्वेज वो कौन से भी प्लेटफॉर्म के ऊपर रन होता है it is platform independent and also provides an extensive framework for the deep learning, machine learning, artificial learning. And Python is portable language which is used on the various platform that is such as Linux, Windows, Mac OS and Unix. ये सब ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम के ऊपर वो चल सकती है. That's why it is a portable language. So some of the features of the Python. क्या है फीचर्स कौन बताएगा मुझे क्या क्या फीचर्स है यू हैव लर्न द पर्टिकुलर लैंग्वेज व्हाट द फीचर्स यू लाइक इन द पाइथन गलत रहेगा तभी चलेगा कोई
It
बात
have
नहीं
its own package manager.
ओके ओन्स पैकेज मैनेजर और
Object oriented.
ऑब्जेक्ट ओरिएंटेड वेरी गुड और
Open source.
ओपन सोर्स वेरी गुड और
Cross platform.
क्रॉस प्लेटफॉर्म मीन्स व्हाट प्लेटफॉर्म
Each
इंडिपेंडेंट
code
यस आवाज नहीं आ रहा आपका पार्डन बोलिए बोलिए गलत रहेगा तभी चलेगा हम देखने वाले हैं क्या क्या फीचर है उसके
Sir, it is a high, sorry, it is a high level language.
ओके हाई लेवल लैंग्वेज ओके और
Easy
is
to understand.
Python is interpreted.
पाइथन इज इंटरप्रेटेड
Interpreted language.
इंटरप्रेटेड लैंग्वेज और
GUI programming support.
जी यू आई प्रोग्रामिंग सपोर्ट ओके और क्या फीचर है जी
Easy coding.
ऑब्जेक्ट
Sir,
ओरिएंटेड
it is an integrated language.
इट इज इंटीग्रेटेड लैंग्वेज आई थिंक कौन था अभी खामकर अदिति am I
Ha,
right okay
thank you.
okay we will see the different features so it is very easy to learn than any other programming language ये बहुत easy है आप मानते हो that python is very easy other than programming other programming language it is very easy to learn it is also dynamically typed language dynamically typed language python is a ऑब्जेक्ट ओरिएंटेड लैंग्वेज इट इज़ ऑब्जेक्ट ओरिएंटेड अभी ऑब्जेक्ट ओरिएंटेड क्या है आप सबको पता है इट यूज द डिफरेंट ऑब्जेक्ट्स इट प्रोवाइड द एक्सटेंसिव कम्युनिटी सपोर्ट एंड अ फ्रेमवर्क फॉर एम एल एंड डी एल मशीन लर्निंग एंड डीप लर्निंग सो जो फ्रेमवर्क है that particular framework we are going to use in artificial intelligence it support or it have the community support for the framework which is being used for the machine learning and the deep learning also python is an open source language it has a large standard sets of libraries and interpreted language so Python is an ideal programming language that is used for the machine language, natural processing language. अब ये क्या होता है नेचुरल प्रोसेसिंग लैंग्वेज इन आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस एनपीएल नेचुरल प्रोसेसिंग लैंग्वेज कहाँ पे आप यूज़ करते हो इसका एनपीएल आपके मोबाइल में भी आप यूज़ करते हो क्या है एनएलपी नेचुरल लैंग्वेज प्रोसेसिंग आप सबको पता है ये आप यूज़ भी करते हो समटाइम्स natural language processing that is the part of artificial intelligence, and all of the students use this particular NLP by using your mobiles, Android mobiles. सुना है कभी ये NLP? हमारा हुआ है ये, शायद हमने कहा तभी पढ़ा है NLP, नेचुरल लैंग्वेज प्रोसेसिंग। आपने गूगल असिस्टेंट पढ़ा, सुना है कभी?
Yes, sir.
हाँ, तो उसमें क्या करते हो आप, बताइए मुझे। रोहन, रोहन बताएगा शायद, रोहन भी यूज़ करता है गूगल असिस्टेंट।
सर तो लेफ्ट झाला.
क्या है क्या?
सर तो लेफ्ट झाला.
लेफ्ट हो गया, ओके। और कौन है, बोलिए। नेचुरल लैंग्वेज प्रोसेसिंग, नॅचरल लँग्वेज प्रोसेसिंग, गूगल
तर
असिस्टन्स।
गुगल असिस्टंट मध्ये आपण जे बोलतो ते टाईप होतोय टेक्स्ट.
आपण जे बोलतो तो टाईप पण होतो, पण आपण जे बोलतो ते पण तो ऐकतो, नाही का? नाही मीन्स इज
हो.
गूगल असिस्टंट सपोज यू स्पीक समथिंग इन युअर नेचुरल लैंग्वेज, जैसे कि नेचुरल लैंग्वेज है आपकी हिंदी है, मराठी है, सो व्हाट यू स्पीक दैट पर्टिकुलर आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस वर्क अकॉर्डिंगली, understood? That is a natural language processing. So it is a part of artificial intelligence, and the Python is an ideal programming language that is used for the machine languages and a natural language processing. ये लिखने के लिए पाइथन एक आइडियल लैंग्वेज है जब हम एनएलपी करते हैं। जैसे आपने ये भी सुना होगा अलेक्सा, अलेक्सा पता है ना आपको, सुना है कभी? अलेक्सा, सेरा,
हा.
क्या है वो? अलेक्सा टीवी पे ऐड भी आती है उसकी शायद। क्या है वो अलेक्सा?
Voice assistant.
वॉइस असिस्टेंट। सो इन वॉइस असिस्टेंट you are using the natural language processing, and for natural language processing the Python is a ideal language. So also neural network, so due to the flexible nature of the Python, it can be used for the artificial intelligence development. So ये language flexible है, it is very easy to understand, it is very easy to implement, it contains the various pre-existing libraries such as pandas, Skype and LTK, NLTK. So further Python also contains the simple syntax and easy coding, which make the Python the first choice of artificial intelligence developer and the programmer. So there are some standard libraries in the Python that use for artificial intelligence. अभी Python में ऐसी कौन सी लाइब्रेरीज है जो हम artificial intelligence में use करने वाले हैं? So there are some of the libraries which we use in artificial intelligence by using your Python libraries, that is a TensorFlow Python, Keras Python, ThanoPython, scikit learn Python, PyTorch Python, NumPy Python, Python Pandas, and Seaborn Python. So these are some standard libraries. By using these particular libraries, we can write the code of artificial intelligence. So most of the developers who develop the artificial intelligence, they use these particular libraries, which is also available in the Python language. So by using these libraries, the developer of artificial intelligence develop the some artificial intelligence machines. Okay, so this is about the languages uh, which is used in the artificial intelligence to develop the artificial intelligence. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So next topic, just a moment. That is next topic, semantic and reasoning. अभी ये रीजनिंग क्या होता है, आपने पढ़ा होगा रीजनिंग क्या है, हमने देखा भी है रीजनिंग। हा ना, आपण काहीतरी रिझनिंग करतो आणि त्याच्यावरून काहीतरी निष्कर्ष लावतो, मीन्स लॉजिक लगाते हैं, है क्या नहीं? सो रीजनिंग इज नथिंग बट द मेंटल प्रोसेस ऑफ डिराइविंग द लॉजिकल कंक्लूजन। एम आई राइट? सिमेंटिक एंड रीजनिंग। आपको कुछ रीजनिंग के क्वेश्चन भी होते हैं एग्ज़ाम में, अगर आप कुछ सीईटी की एग्ज़ाम प्रिपरेशन कर रहे हो या कुछ कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्ज़ाम दे रहे हो, तो आपको वहाँ पे रीजनिंग के क्वेश्चन भी होते हैं। सो रीजनिंग इज़ नथिंग बट इट इज़ द मेंटल प्रोसेस ऑफ डिराइविंग द लॉजिकल कंक्लूजन एंड मेकिंग द प्रेडिकेट्स from the available knowledge. So what are the knowledge that is presented in the question? From that particular knowledge you can try to infer, you are try to derive the logical conclusion and make the prediction, and according to that particular logical conclusion and prediction you can try to give the answer. That is reasoning. So you can predict or making the prediction from the available knowledge, the facts and the belief, or we can say that reasoning is the way of infer the facts from the existing data. So you are try to infer the different facts, predict the conclusion from that particular facts or existing data. That is the reasoning. So reasoning is a way of infer the facts from the existing data. So it is a general process of thinking rationally to find the valid conclusion. सो आपकी थिंकिंग प्रोसेस से आप क्या करते हो, वैलिड कंक्लूजन निकालते हो, दैट इज नथिंग बट द रीजनिंग। द सेम वे in artificial intelligence the reasoning is essential so that the machine can also think rationally as a human brain and can perform like a human। अभी आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस में रीजनिंग की क्यों जरूरत है, कौन बताएगा मुझे? Is there any need of the reasoning in artificial intelligence? रीजनिंग का मतलब क्या कि कुछ डेटा है हमारे पास, कुछ फैक्ट है, फैक्ट को हम कंक्लूजन निकाल के कुछ लॉजिक उस पर लगा के हम क्या करते हैं, कुछ उससे डेटा बाहर निकालते हैं और डिसीजन लेते हैं फ्रॉम द एग्जिस्टिंग डेटा और द फैक्ट्स दैट आर प्रेजेंटेड ओवर देयर। सो is there any need of reasoning in the artificial intelligence? क्योंकि अब अगर आपके पास कुछ नॉलेज होगा, कुछ डेटा होगा, कुछ फैक्ट्स होगा, तो उस डेटा फैक्ट से आप क्या करते हो, कुछ इन्फर करते हो नया डेटा या कुछ फैक्ट उस डेटा से हम इन्फर करते हैं और उस डेटा के ऊपर से हम क्या करते हैं, डिसीजन लेते हैं। Understood? So artificial intelligence, in artificial intelligence, if you have the reasoning in artificial intelligence that is in the machine, so the same way the human being think, the same way that particular artificial intelligence can perform like a human. So how the human beings can think, how the human beings can infer the facts, how the human beings can infer the data from the available knowledge, the same way the particular artificial intelligence can infer the facts from the existing data. So that's why reasoning is essential in the artificial intelligence. So when the artificial intelligence have the reasoning, then uh, that particular machine, that is artificial intelligence, can perform like a human. How the humans are infer the facts from the available data or the knowledge. Understood? So reasoning is important. So there are different type of reasoning in artificial intelligence. Reasoning can be divided into the different categories, that is deductive reasoning, inductive reasoning, abductive reasoning, common sense reasoning, and monotonic reasoning. Understood? So there are different types of reasoning. We will see one by one. Then also non-monotonic reasoning. So deductive reasoning is a deductive new information from the logically related known information. So if we have some information, from that particular information we can relate a logically known information and deduct some reasoning. So it is the form of valid reasoning, which means the argument's conclusion must be true when the premises are true. So deductive reasoning is the type of propositional logic in the artificial intelligence. We have seen the what is propositional logic in the artificial intelligence. So there is the statements, and from the statement we are try to have the truth table and try to make the proofs of that particular truth table. That is a propositional logic which we have used in artificial intelligence. So it requires various rules and facts. So it's sometimes referred as the top down reasoning or contradictory to inductive reasoning. So deductive reasoning is nothing but to deduct the new information from the logically related information, known information. हम जो इंफॉर्मेशन है उसको कुछ लॉजिक लगा के कुछ नया डेटा, कुछ नई इंफॉर्मेशन हम निकालते हैं, इसे कहेंगे डिडक्टिव रीजनिंग इन अ वेरी सिंपल वे. अंडरस्टूड? So in the deductive reasoning, the truth of the premises guarantees the truth of conclusion. So if you have the reasoning, for example, premises one, that is all the human eats veggies, and premises two, Suresh is a human. So conclusion, Suresh eats veggies. So this is the example of deductive reasoning. Premises क्या था, statement क्या था, all the humans eats vegetables, and second premise, that is Suresh is a human. So conclusion क्या निकाला हमने from this particular logic, Suresh eats vegetables or veggies, right? So what are the available information, what are the available knowledge in front of you, you are try to put the have the relation between that particular available information and try to infer the new facts, try to infer the new data from the available knowledge. That is the deductive reasoning. Understood? Yes. Yes, Ashwini.
Yes, sir.
So this is the deductive reasoning. समझ में आ गया ये एग्जांपल? All the human eats vegetable. Second premise, that is सुरेश इज अ ह्यूमन. तो हमने इस नॉलेज से हमने कंक्लूजन क्या निकाला? सुरेश इट्स द वेजिटेबल और सुरेश इट्स वेजिस. अंडरस्टूड? सो दिस इज द डिडक्टिव रीजनिंग. हम जो हमारे पास डेटा अवेलेबल है, उस डेटा के हिसाब से हम कुछ लॉजिक लगा के हम नई फैक्ट या नई इंफॉर्मेशन निकालते हैं. दैट इज अ डिडक्टिव रीजनिंग. So the general process of the deductive reasoning is theory, then we have the some hypothesis and some patterns, and we have the confirmation. Understood? So this is about the deductive reasoning. Tomorrow we will see the inductive reasoning. Yes.